Good evening, friends. I'm Marfani here. Today we are going to talk about five significant factors in foreign earning, foreign forex earning, or foreign exchange earning by India. National economy is always determined by the forex it has. It is the backbone of economy. There was a time India did not have even $1 billion. That was in 1989. But in 1991, when India entered into LPG, Forex started to raining down on Indian economy. There was a time that when OPEC nations did not trust India and never sold the oil on credit because India did not have Forex. Today, all our prime ministers, Manmohan Singh, Modi, all are getting red carpet welcome and rose garden treatment, mainly not because that they are demigods or they are made of any kind of special breeds, or they are not any special breed. But only the thing is that India is known as a seventh richest nation on the planet. We are seventh because we have more than 500 billion US dollars, though we are lagging behind China, Japan, and many other nations. But we are making progress. Forex is burgeoning, and eventually we are going to get to the level of other nations, as Harvard University professor has said, predicted about a couple of years back, that India will be either first or the second economy in the world by 2030, provided she has listed a number of conditions, and the most important condition or most efficacious condition she has listed is education. According to her, Indian education is very lackluster. Only 15% of the Indian are graduate and postgraduate in comparison with America 95%, and China 98%. When George Bush became the president of America at that time, he was given some coaching, some lesson about India and Pakistan. Our problem, our economy, this, that, and all that. You know what George Bush said? I don't give a damn about India or Pakistan. You know why? Because India and Pakistan both were considered to be impoverished entities. But today, India has become a dancing doll. India has become a blue-eyed boy. And the Western nations are making beelines to enter in Indian economy to have a lion's share of peachy profits. Now, there are five significant sources that India has been milking Forex from. These five significant sources are as below. Number one, FII, or Foreign Institutional Investors. Number two, FDI, Foreign Direct Investments. Number three, STFL, or short-term foreign loans. Four, LTFL, long-term foreign loans. Fifth is remittances, meaning all our Indian NRIs, diaspora, residing on the foreign lands, working very hard over there and amassing substantial amount of wealth. Part of the wealth is siphoned off from other nation to India as investment, as helping to their friends and relatives and all that. These five sources are the most efficacious sources that India has been milking extreme amount of Forex. Now we are going to elaborate each point, one point at a time. The first point we are going to elaborate is foreign institutional investors. These investors don't open shop or set up a plant over here or company or nothing. They just invest in our stocks and the shares and the bonds and the preferential shares and all that. Indian MNCs are invested by foreigners up to 72 to 75%, because India is generally a poor nation with poor people. We cannot support our own companies by their capital needs. So we are actually getting all our capital needs from the foreign institutional investors and not DII or domestic institutional investors. They have been financing our companies, they have been capitalizing our companies, and they are the one who are taking away most of the peachy profits and delicious dividends that our companies make. They are going into all the Western countries. Now we are moving to elaborate our second point, that is FDI or foreign direct investments. Now these FDI investors do not invest in our company capitals. They don't invest in stocks and bonds and shares and this, that, and all that. But they come over here and invest in our own markets. They start business over here. They set up plants over here. They manufacture things like two-wheelers and four-wheelers and all sorts of things like Toyota company and Ford cars and Toyota cars and all other cars and the two-wheelers and Domino and McDonald's and all that. These group of investors are known as FDI. They invest lots of money in India. They make lots of money in India, and a majority of the profits are allowed by our government to transfer to their lands. India has been borrowing lots of loans from IMF and the World Bank and many other banks. So we are going to talk about third point, that is STFL, short-term foreign loans. When India built Narmada project or building any kind of airport or jetty or irrigation canals or anything like that, then government would always approach to IMF or World Bank and borrow short-term foreign loans for the short period of time on interest. But the interest that IMF or World Bank would charge the nation would be minuscule. It would be around a couple of percent. And as such, nation can afford it and IMF can also afford it. India has been borrowing from IMF and other World Bank and all that, and the total debt piled up upon India is $160 billion plus. Now, previously we talked about short-term foreign loans. This is long-term foreign loans. Indian government has borrowed lots of money on the long-term base. When the nation borrows from IMF or other World Bank and other big institutions like BOJ, the Bank of Japan, American Bank and all that, then they borrow for the long term, so they have to pay very small rate of interest. And the long-term foreign loans are borrowed for very ambitious projects that government intends to launch. These projects are so big, so mega project that they last for 10 to 20 years. Hence, long-term foreign loans can help the government to accomplish such long and mega projects. Now we are moving to elaborate fifth point, that is remittances from diaspora. All the NRIs living in the foreign nation, India has very vast and broad NRI group living in a foreign country. They are all hardworking. They are all lucrative. They are all making huge amount of money. And a part of the money that they have been accumulating over there, sending to India, that is called remittances. They send this remittances or their hard earned money to India to support their families, to support their friends, relatives, to invest in India, to buy land, etc. And that evidence is coming to India in the tune of 100 billion plus every year per annum. And that is not a small wonder. So remittances coming from the Indian origin, NRIs known as diaspora living in the Western country has also helped Indian nation, India to build its national Forex. So, guys, this is our today's endeavor. Always remember, this is created for the creative minds like you, by the creative minds. I thank you very much. I will insist you read it, read an article a day, and keep the COVID away. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself, and God bless all of us.